Hi duelists, it is I3 Hell here, and I want to ask all of you something. How many of you guys remember the Cyberdark monsters? You know, Cyberdark Horn, Cyberdark Edge, and Cyberdark Keel. You remember these three guys? Well, one of the decks that I built of my 4 dragon decks centered around a strategy based, how to utilize the 3 of these guys. Now, gotta love Cyberdark Horn. He's still one of the awesome ones of these 3. And the cool thing about these guys is that they could attach themselves to level 3 or lower dragon type monsters in your graveyard. And while they were 4-star dark attribute machine type monsters of 800 attack and defense, on their own they really didn't have too many great things going for them, Like Horn, for example, you had to really help him out. But he was cool because when he dealt battle damage, he pierced. Now, Cyberdark Edge, this guy was my favorite of the 3. I liked him because he could attack your opponents directly. And even though if he bypassed opposing monsters, the attack damage that he would deal, well, his strength was cut in half. And then how does Keel work again? Ooh, yeah, It's an extra 300 damage to your opponent if it destroys one in battle. And of course, I ran monsters that went around this particular outfit. And it was kind of tough because 3-star dragon type monsters to work with these guys was really interesting. And this was a deck build for Zane Truesdale. So let me just show you the search of Masked Dragon here. 3 stars, 1400 attack points. It was pretty decent, and you use that to search. Now, if you've seen Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, you would know that Zane usually had 1 or 2 dragons to rock with. And this one right here, Exploder Dragon, oh man, this was a fun guy. But people never really understood this. And of course, the Cyberdarks, Horn, Edge, and Keel, when you fuse them together, they became the Cyberdark Dragon. This guy. Pretty awesome. I know I'm doing this on the fly because, my stand is a bit out of place here. I can't find it, but I got my camera. And the thing about Cyberdark Dragon is, being its power as it is, 1000 attack and defense at, how many levels is this? 8 stars is, unlike its fusion materials, you could use it to take any dragon type monster. I guess we can stop saying dragon type because in brains they don't classify type. It's just dragons. But with Legendary Duelists coming around the corner, actually not around the corner, Friday, I figured I would open the discussion about this archetype of monsters because they'll be getting some more support. And I think I've got this loaded up right here on the computer screen, so let me just turn that on real quick. Ooh, that's close. Alright, so this is one of the new monsters that's coming out. It's called Cyberdark Cannon. And as you can see, it is a dark attribute 3-star dragon monster. 1600 attack and 800 defense. Now, of course, I translated this from the Japanese one, but I'm going to read off this effect for you guys. Just take a cool look at this guy. Really cool. And of course, he's meant to attach to Horn, Edge, and Keel. So, let me just hold it up like this and read off the effect for all of you. I know that print is a bit small, but I'm going to read it anyway. Arm is getting a bit tired. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can draw a card. You can only use each of the following effects of Cyberdark Cannon once per turn. You can discard this card and add a Cyberdark Machine monster from your deck to your hand. See how it says Cyberdark Machine instead of Cyberdark Machine type? That's what they're doing now. If a monster this card equipped to battles during damage calculation, you can send a monster from your deck to the graveyard. This opens up a lot of possibilities here. And this is actually pretty cool because it mills your deck. You know, a lot of people, when you think of deck milling, you're thinking of like the Light Sworns, or Light Lords as I like to call them. But these guys can mill the necessary dragons for Cyberdark Dragon from the deck to the graveyard. Next up is Cyberdark Claw. Like Cannon, use a 3-star Dark Attribute Dragon type monster with 1600 attack and defense. Again, this print is a little bit small, and if you've noticed on Cannon and Claw, I have the silver lining, because in the set in Japan, these are rare cards. Yeah, so unlike Cannon, Claw works a little differently. Again, I'll read this off to you guys because that print could be a bit small. If this card is sent to the graveyard while equipped to a monster, you can target a Cyberdark machine in your graveyard and add it to your hand. And then, of course, the 2 effects that you can only use each of once per turn. You can discard this card, add a Cyberdark spell or trap card from your deck to your hand, if you have any. Or, this is the real kicker. If a monster this card equipped to battles during damage calculation, you can send a monster from your extra deck to the graveyard. So I know a lot of people like to run like extra deck monsters, because remember, Cyberdark Horn, Edge, and Keel ran on those level 3 dragons, so you had a good assortment of rank 3 monsters that you might want to use. One that I can think of off the bat is number 17, Leviathan Dragon. I love this guy. So awesome. So awesome. So, let's move along, because those are the 2 effect monsters for the main deck. There's also going to be another card, and I want to show you guys this one. Cyber Darkness Dragon. As you can see, he's got the gold print on here. Ultra rare. And again, 10 stars. This is the upgraded version of Cyber Dark Dragon. And unlike Cyber Dark, who's 1000 attack and defense, this one is twice. And you need 5 Cyber Dark effect monsters. Essentially, Horn, Edge, Keel, Cannon, and Claw to bring this bad boy out. And I know, like I said, this print is small, but listen to this effect because it is super awesome. Alright here? Must first be fusion summoned. If this card is special summoned, which a fusion summon is, you can equip a dragon or machine monster from your graveyard to this card. Now, it's not just the dragons, but machines as well. So in a sense, if you have like one of the materials used for this, you can equip it to that and it gains the attack. Just like the old one, just like Cyberdark Dragon would do. But there's more. When your opponent activates a card or card effect, you can send one equipped card you control to the graveyard to negate the activation, and if you do, destroy that card. So essentially, you can give up one of its equipped cards and it acts like a solemn strike. Only on, yeah, let that marinate for a minute. It gives up its equipment, which in many cases it's the dragon or machine that you pulled from the graveyard, to negate that effect. And this is a quick effect, mind you, so let that spell speed time kick in there for a minute. Now, to make things even greater, because this is an ultra rare card, there's one more card coming in this set, and it's this thing, Cyberdark Inferno. As you can see, it is a field spell, and in the Japanese version, this is a super rare card. Now, when I was reading the translated version of this, it didn't make sense. So I decided to simplify how the effect reads. So I'm going to read the simplified version of this bad boy. Again, I know that print is super duper small, but I'm going to do it this way. Cyberdark effect monsters you control that are equipped with equipped cards with card effects. So again, if you use, like, say, Cyberdarkness Dragon and you equip Cyberdark Claw, which is an equip card with an equip effect, yes, they cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's cards or card effects. You can target a Cyberdark monster you control, return it to the hand, then immediately after this effect resolves, you can normal summon a Cyberdark monster. You can only use this effect of Cyberdark Inferno once per turn. So essentially, how you would do it is this. If you feel like Horn, Edge, or Keel, when they aren't equipped, because you know they're only 800 attack, they might feel like they're getting ready to get smacked, right? What you can do is return it to your hand, and after you've returned it to your hand, you can normal summon it. Then, once you normal summon Horn, Edge, or Keel, their effect activates to equip to a card, which is going to be something you might think for some advanced gameplay there. Now, the next effect is really interesting because this is the one that's going to be killing the crowd here. Check this out. Once per turn, if this card in its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can add one polymerization spell or fusion spell from your deck to your hand. Now, let me clear that up, okay? It's on the field. You've got this on your field. It's the active field spell, right? And for some reason, somebody destroys it. Whether they use like Twin Twisters or Solemn Strike, whatever. You now get the option of pulling Fusion from your spell to your hand. You can either pull a polymerization, and it has the word polymerization in quotes, which means you can pull a polymerization. For example, you can pull the regular polymerization. You can pull, and this is a spell card, you can pull ultra polymerization, or because it has the word polymerization in its name. Or, on the same likely, a spell card with the word fusion in its name. Again, Cyberdarkness Dragon, well, I'll just go back to it real quick, is a dark attribute machine monster, which means one good choice that you'll want to pull if this gets destroyed and you've got the right amount of stuff in the graveyard is Overload Fusion. You'll be able to pull Overload Fusion out of the deck, add it to your hand. Maybe you don't want to use Overload Fusion. Maybe you want to use Fusion Sage. You know, you can add that to your hand. You could add Fusion Substitute to your hand. You know, if you wanted to throw it out there, you could add Future Fusion from your deck to your hand. You know, this opens up your strats on how you're going to run the Cyberdark monsters here. Remember, these guys are coming in the Legendary Duelist set, which drops Friday. This coming Friday, September 8th. So, if you have these old school Horn, Edge, and Keels that are super rares from Cyberdark Impact, you're essentially halfway there as far as the monsters go. If you don't, that's fine. This set will give you a common version of Horn, Edge, and Keel. Now, I have to recheck that for Cyberdark Dragon, but even if it doesn't give you Cyberdark Dragon, you could probably find it off a Yu-Gi-Oh! TCG Player and get it on the cheapo. But just to recap, Cyberdark's monsters, you know, Zane's other deck, they're getting a field spell, they're getting an upgraded version of their very first fusion, and they're getting 2 dragons that are effect. One where you can add a Cyberdark spell like Cyberdark Inferno as a discard, or when it's equipped to Horn, Edge, and Kill and it battles, you can mill a card from your extra deck. And then, of course, there's Cannon. When you discard it, you draw a card. So it's a +1. Or when it's equipped to Horn, Edge, or Kill, you can mill a dragon from your deck to the graveyard, which means the next one that comes out will be set up. Or if you want to throw that route out, you can have Horn, Edge, or Kill out on the field, and you have Cannon. Equip Cannon to them when they do battle damage. Then, if you don't have Claw, you can just send Claw from the deck to the graveyard. So when the next Cyberdark level 4 machine comes out, it can come to the field and equip Claw to itself. Now you've got 2 monsters ready to roll. So before I leave, and this is something else I want to say, because remember, Cyberdark Horn, Edge, and Kill are 800 attack points. So this essentially, Claw and Cannon triple their strength, giving them 2400. That lets you tow up to a Red Eyes Black Dragon. But one of the things that I had back in my old days, and I had multiple copies of this wonderful this wonderful normal monster. Well, it's not a common, it's a rare from TAC Evolution, and that's this guy, Hunter Dragon. It may be a normal monster, but it has 1700 attack points, and that is essentially top of the tier for Horn, Edge, and Kill, because they'll have 2500 points ready to fight. You may not get the wonderful effect immunity when you have Hunter Dragon equipped to Horn, Edge, and Kill with Cyberdark Inferno like you would Cannon or Claw, but it's something to consider. You get a little bit more kick off of a normal 3-star dragon of the Dark attribute. But anyway, you guys, I'm going to wrap this up, get it back on the Cyberdark Inferno for all of you guys. Check that out. So, remember these 4, remember these 4 cards' names, okay? Cyberdark Cannon, Cyberdark Claw, Cyberdarkness Dragon, and Cyberdark Inferno. Look forward to finding these guys come this Friday, September 8th, out of the Legendary Duelists box. Now, I would like to hear from you. What do you guys think of the Cyberdark archetype? Let me know in the comment section below. Did you think it was an interesting archetype? Did you find the playstyle difficult? And if you did find the playstyle difficult and you've read and even heard how I've read off these effects, would it make the playstyle for the Cyberdark archetype easier for you to play? Does this mean that, in your opinion, this deck can come back with a vengeance or not? Either way, let me know in the comment section below. And as always, if you enjoyed this discussion, remember, show your love, hit that like button. And thank you for hearing me out. Thank you for every like and favorite, comment and share. And please share this with your fellow duelists, because I have a funny feeling the Cyberdark deck, or Hellzane's deck as I like to call it, Hellzane's deck is going to be up on top tier. But it does have another dark dragon to fight with. Raise your thumbs if you enjoyed this one. Now let me take my goose from the oven, because I'm done. Bye-bye, everybody. And I'll see you in the comment section below. I want to hear what you guys think about these monsters. Bye-bye.